Welcome back to JRTV for the 2002 NASCAR Winston Cup Series season, as we are here for race number 9 of the season. It is the Pennzoil 400 at the Texas World Speedway, always one of the fan-favorite tracks on the Winston Cup Series schedule, and this season it's sure to be another classic race here at Texas World. I'm Joe Rokowski. Alongside me in the booth, it is Trey Bardo. Trey, you've won here many times in the past, but as of late, these races have gotten even crazier as the field has gotten more close together speed-wise. So do you think we're going to see something like we saw last season with pack-style racing, 3-4 wide action with an upset winner, or will it be a little bit more spread out this season?
I mean, so far this season's been pretty calm with these guys, right? But it doesn't mean it's going to continue.
That is very true. Last season, this race saw many different leaders, many lead changes. We saw Jack Haas go for a wild ride in turns 3 and 4 as he flipped over, climbed the wall, and almost went over the wall. Then we saw another crash just after that one, and it ended with Tim Gary for MB2 Motorsports claiming that team's first ever victory and claiming his first ever victory, getting to victory lane. We'll see if someone new can win again, or will it be another repeat driver, like maybe one of the RCR cars. They're starting well here today. Trey, Justin Atkins leads the RCR cars in 5th place. Then his teammate and points leader Kukulon right behind him in 7th, and their other teammate Evans right behind them in 9th.
They look strong, Joe. I mean, at a track like this where, like you said, it's pack racing, they might be able to, hopefully hook up here and push their way to the front. I mean, they're starting in a good spot, but the real question is, are they going to be able to stay up there?
That is very true. We're going to have to see. Obviously, at Texas World, track position doesn't mean too much. Unless we get later into the run and the tires start wearing, that's where you might want to start thinking about track position. But for these drivers that start up at the front, that doesn't mean they're going to stay up at the front for the beginning of the race. But we'll see in the RCR Roush battle who comes out on top in this one. Currently, the top 5 in points are occupied by those two teams with all three RCR cars up there, and then 2 of the 4 Roush cars up inside the top 5 in points. Roush didn't have a great qualifying result. Their highest driver is Jordan Stout in 10th, but just in front of the RCR drivers. How about Laura Chung Trey in 4th place to start? She really needs something good to happen this season. She's had a lackluster start to this season, but here today, could Texas World be the day to turn it around with a top 4 start?
I mean, this is her type of track where, she can come out of the shadows and really impress people here. So if she can, avoid any of the big ones that might happen here, then she might have a chance at a good finish. So we'll have to see what she'll be able to do.
And right down to her inside is the 24 of Justin Zeidel, who got pole last race at Martinsville, led a lot of laps, but unfortunately crashed coming off pit road. We'll see if Zeidel can try and rebound from that dismal day at Martinsville. What looked like it was going to be a great day turned into one of the worst days of Zeidel's career. He starts in 3rd place, and right in front of him, 2 drivers that are looking for their first wins on the season. Anthony Hernandez in the 1, and Mathis Wells in the 20. Finally got a good starting spot on pole here, Trey. Can Mathis Wells try and find something? Because remember, he started the season really, really well, but as of late, he has faded down the point standings. Can Mathis Wells turn his season back around here as he's on pole at Texas World?
I would definitely like to see it happen. I mean, it's very uncharacteristic of coming out of this stable, right? I mean, you got to agree with that. So hopefully this 20 team can figure out what their, little kink is in the car right now and get that all figured out.
And as we're getting down time for the command, we're going to take a quick look at the Ford Fast Facts for the Texas World Speedway. It is a mostly clear skies day here at Texas World with 73 degrees the air temperature, 2 miles an hour wind in the east direction, and no chance of rain. Will be perfect to get the race in here at Texas World. This race will be 40 laps long, 80 miles in length. The fuel window is 22 to 26 laps, so we'll see how that comes into play. Last season, they actually went pretty deep into that run. They went towards about 25, 26 laps. We'll see if that happens again this season. And the track is 2 miles in length, 22 degrees of banking in the turn, so a lot of banking means they can really hold it wide open basically all throughout. 12 degrees of banking on the front stretch and 5 degrees on the back straightaway. The track opened and built in 1969, held its first ever Winston Cup Series race here in 1981. And some facts about the last few races here: Ford has 7 wins here at Texas World, including the first 3 ever races here at Texas World in the Winston Cup Series, and the last 6 races at Texas World have seen 6 different winners. The only 2 drivers that can stop that trend are Keegan Thompson starting at the back of the field after failing inspection, and Tim Gary, winner here last season, who starts in 8th place. If any one of the other 40 cars wins, we continue 7 for 7 in the last 7 races at Texas World. We'll see who gets it done in the Pennzoil 400 here at the Texas World Speedway. Let's go down tracks and get the command to fire the engines up for the 9th race of the season.
Drivers, start your engines!
42 cars are fired up and ready to do battle here at Texas World. And Trey, the man outside pole, is the one of Anthony Hernandez. And this could be a Cinderella story for Hernandez if he can get his first ever win here today at Texas World. Not only is he a native of Texas, but it's the Pennzoil 400. He has the race's sponsor on the hood of his race car. It would be storybook, Trey, if he could get it done here today.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something to, one, get a win in your hometown, or home state, I guess what you should say, and then also getting that little sponsor, a little bit more showtime on the air.
Yeah, let's hope Anthony Hernandez can stay around in the front, have a shot at the end. It would be a great classic win if he could get it done. And Trey, back here just outside the top 10 and 11th, Diego Yepez had a really good run at Martinsville, top 10 all race long, and Trey, it looks like he's backed it up, carrying the momentum. A top 11 start here. Could he be an underdog to try and get it done here today?
Yeah, these guys really have been showing speed lately, haven't they? I mean, if he can finish with another top 10, that might get some teams talking here about what this 44's got underneath their hood.
Yeah, Diego Yepez, the team, the car basically carrying the team of Petty Enterprises. We'll see what he can do today at Texas World in the Pennzoil 400. But as they pace off turn number 4, the pace car will make the left turn to pit road, leaving the field in the hands of Mathis Wells and Anthony Hernandez. They share the front row for 40 laps of action, 80 miles. We're about to get going at Texas World. They come down to the green flag. It's waving in the wind, and we're underway in race number 9 of the season. Mostly double file, a little bit of 3 wide around 10th place. Battle for second behind Mathis Wells. Atkins to the inside, grabs second from Zidell. His teammate Kukulon moving up on the inside as well. To lead the first lap, it'll be pole sitter Mathis Wells. Hernandez fell back to 5th, gets in line, and now moving low already, and they're looking 4 wide. Brett Zero to the bottom with DeLello in the middle. Up top, it's the Nat Chung, racing off into turn 1 for the first time at full speed.
You a little nervous here, Joe? Yeah, they got it settled. No, they didn't get it settled. I lied.
It's hard not to be nervous at a track like Texas World. There goes Lathan Strickland. Comrade Evans, the 4 of Stanworth. It's a massive crash down to the inside. They're scattering all around on the back straightaway.
I can't tell who is and isn't involved. I mean, there's so much smoke on the back.
Tim Garrett was back
really
there.
Any major damage, though?
Yeah, I think it was mostly just spins. Lathan Strickland maybe got the worst of it. The 15 back around. Mathis Wells leads under the first yellow flag, but that could have been a whole lot bigger when it started. I mean, that was up around 10th place where that started right there.
Yeah, then I don't know how it got all the way back to about mid-pack. I mean, it was weird how it shuffled all the way back that quick.
Yeah, I just can't believe. I think we only really had, Evans go around.
Yeah.
Obviously, the 4 Stanworth and the 15 of Strickland. And then I think others had to take to the grass. But I think, really, the only cars that have damage in this are the 15, the 4, and I don't even know if Evans has damage. I think he may have just spun.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say, lucky at how how easy this was.
Yeah, unfortunately for Strickland, I think he got the worst of it. He has pretty heavy left side damage, some pretty good front end damage on the right front as well. Stanworth has pretty good damage on, basically punched in the front grill area of that number 4 car, and it looks like the front runners are staying out. Obviously, if you're at the back and you have some damage, they'll probably come down, but I think everyone with a clean race car trade is going to be staying out here. Only 2 laps on the tires and only 2 laps of fuel gone. You can't really do much strategy from here.
Oh, not really at all, and we'll see who all elects to come down if there is really many takers. I would expect Lathan Jericho coming in.
Jericho's damaged. Look at that in the left front.
Yeah, he must have maybe a little bit of a stack up there, or maybe he was the one that possibly hit Lathan on that left side when he was spun sideways.
It could have been. There's Matthew Burnett. He has some damage maybe coming in. Obviously mentioned Strickland and the 4. Looks like Evans, though, will stay down the racetrack. Could be at the back of the field for this restart coming up. But the first yellow is out at Texas World. A crash at the front of the field. Collects some drivers at the back of the field. Go see what happened to bring out the first yellow here in the Pennzoil 400 at the Texas World Speedway. Trey, in your experience at Texas World, 3 and 4 wide can work. Does 5 wide ever work?
I think we were a little smarter not to attempt it.
Well, these drivers, they attempted it, and obviously it didn't work. Tim Gary got pinched between Luke
Oh.
Rainey and Lathan Strickland. The four Stanworth got spun into Evans. Look at the save by Yepez to keep it on the apron. Those cars, Luke Rainey rams into a few. Burnett goes down to the grass. Chris Jericho right here in the 18 is trying to miss on the outside. Stanworth is spinning, and right there, Trey, look at that. Just very narrow contact, but it's enough to crumple up that left front fender.
I mean, this could have been a lot bigger than what it was. Think if one of those cars would have shot back up into the pack. That's at least, what, 10, 15 cars?
Yeah, and instead we only got the 15, the 31, the 4, the 17, the 18, and really the 88 with any sort of damage on this.
Yeah, I think that was about it. So maybe these guys should count their lucky graces because they might be running out of them here after this one.
Yeah, we'll have to see who can stay with the pack after this crash as well. So go take a look at this wreck one more time in full speed. One more view as the 5 wide off turn 2 goes wrong. Many cars go spinning. As Trey mentioned, though, it could have been a lot bigger, especially if, someone like the 4 shot up. There's Jericho with that slight contact into the 4, and somehow, Trey, we kept it from being about 15 cars involved.
Yeah, I don't. Jericho might need a new fire suit after that one.
Yeah, he was very close to hitting that 4 head on very hard. Instead, he just nipped him.
A good thing he had space up there, huh?
That is, yeah. Luckily, everyone was giving him room up top. But it's Jericho's teammate, Mathis Wells, still leading from pole position, trying to get his first win of the season. It's JGR, RCR, and RCR leading the way here at the Texas World Speedway. Coming back to the green flag on lap number 7. All 42 cars are still on the racetrack. No one has gone to the garage. There were some damage repairs at the back of the field, but otherwise, every car is still left running. We'll see who can stay with the draft and who will be slower and fall out of it. It's Mathis Wells from pole, currently has led all 5 of the laps run. He is the race leader for the restart. Behind him in second, Justin Atkins looking for his first ever win. Sebastian Kukla on the points there, trying to extend it in third. His teammate and closest competitor in the points, Evans, spun around to that last yellow. We'll see if Evans can try and move his way up through the field again to stay in touch with Kukula in terms of the points. Anthony Reyes looking for his first ever win in 4th, and Justin Zadell trying to get some redemption from Martinsville. He's currently in 5th. DeLello was second fastest in practice. He's in 6th. The fastest man in practice, Brett Sierra, is 7th. Laura Chung is back in 8th. Yepez is up to 9th, and Jordan Stout right where he started inside the top 10. At the back of the field, we're watching Strickland and Stanworth, Burnett and Jericho, Evans, and others that got some damage from the crash. If they'll be up to pace, looks like, Trey, all those cars look pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think that any of them would be. Honestly, I don't think any of them is going to lose the draft. I mean, they're not big enough damage.
We'll have to see as the green flag is back out. Someone who wants to make sure he doesn't have to use draft is Mathis Wells. He got a great jump there to get away. The battle for second is on. Atkins under fire from Kukula and Hernandez, both 3 wide for second into turn 1 on the lap after the restart.
Wells got as big as a gap as he did the first time around.
Yeah, that's impressive, ain't it? That 20 cars, I mean, he won the pole by over 1/10 of a second, so I think we knew that this car was pretty fast entering this race.
Yeah, I mean, especially on these starts. I mean, he just gaps him, but Joe, at a track like this, you're not going to keep something like that for very long.
And Anthony Hernandez is trying to be the first driver to challenge Mathis Wells here today. They start on the front row. Here's Hernandez right up to the back of Mathis Wells, looking for a run in the draft to make a move work in the battle for the lead. Wells continues to lead the race. DeLello's up to 3rd. Zidell holding down 4th, 3 wide for 5th. Here comes Diego Yepez on the 44, all the way to the bottom, putting Sierra in the middle, and the points there, Kukulon up top.
I see guys trying to make moves to get this bottom, but right now, Hernandez might be pretty comfortable behind that 20.
Honestly, at some points, if you're up at the front, maybe you just want to push the guy in front of you. Stay away from the mess that could happen behind you, right? If you stay single file, it can be very hard for everyone else to run you down, and you two can just stay 1-2 and stay at the front of the field and wait for pit stops to cycle through and then maybe battle it out at the end.
Definitely seems like they're playing right now because I don't see Hernandez even attempting to make Wells look because he's just tucked up behind the rear end of that 20 while these guys behind him are shifting positions back and forth.
Justin Zidell moving low. His teammate Sierra trying to go with him, but Atkins puts Sierra to the top. So DeLello and Zidell stay side by side, door to door, into turns 3 and 4. Justin has the preferred inside lane. Kukulon in the middle.
Ooh.
Had a very big
Ooh.
moment in the 29. Almost got run over. Now he's going to lose many spots. That 29 not really reacting well, not handling all that well so far here in this race.
I think that had to do with the air. I mean, it just looked like I don't know if he got loose or what, but it looked like he just stalled.
It was a huge moment, though, and luckily no one got into him. Otherwise, that could have been another moment there towards the front of the field as the battle for the lead. Hernandez looked low on Mathis Wells. He's still thinking about it, still trying, but he stays right on the back bumper.
He's on the back of him.
Is he trying to push him into the corner faster than he wants to go right here?
I don't know, but he's absolutely all over him.
I was looking for daylight between the bumpers. I didn't really see any.
I don't think I saw it. I don't even think you could fit a piece of paper there.
Well, now you can fit about half a car in there as here comes Justin Atkins moving for second place. The front five are in the single file line. Mathis Wells, Anthony Hernandez, Justin Atkins, Justin Zeidel, and Zachary DeLello 1 through 5. The battle for second. Atkins trying to move low, and Hernandez trying to look low, but can't get the run to make it work as they race down the back straightaway.
Now the real question is, I mean, these guys are pretty spread out now as Kukul dives to the inside, but you think they'll keep it calm until, hopefully pit stops come around and then they'll pick it back up?
Well, I think the caution coming out early on did kind of help break the pack up because a single file restart is a lot better than the 2x2 starts that we have, so it spreads the field out a lot more. You can see the mid pack obviously is still very intense, but the front of the field kind of a little bit spread out. Here we go in the battle for a second. Atkins trying to move low and get by the one of Hernandez. They'll race door to door, side by side down the back, but Hernandez getting the draft from Mathis Wells in the 20.
Now the real question is, who does Wells want behind him? Does he want that hard charge in 30 or the one who's shown some sort of, patience with that 20?
Well, I don't think he had a choice there because Atkins had the preferred bottom lane and Justin Atkins cleared the one easily. Hernandez falls in line in third place. The battle for fourth was on DeLello, looking on Zeidel, but didn't have any draft down the straightaway. You can see how much it hurt him. He has Brett Sear now to his outside and almost ahead of him in turn one.
He's not. He might kind of get a run on this bottom, but I think everyone going to the top's going to help Sear there. But I mean, that 97's holding strong right below him.
I think he got there, got a little bit of side draft on Brett Searer, slowed him down a little bit down the straightaway, and now DeLello back to the inside, should grab that spot away as here we go. Atkins pressuring Mathis Wells as they race off four, right to the back bumper, just like Hernandez was. It's 3 cars under a blanket for the race lead. Mathis Wells, Justin Atkins, Anthony Hernandez. Hernandez wants second back, but Trey, if they keep battling for second place, they'll never catch Mathis Wells and get by him.
No, not at all, and I think Wells is all right with that.
Yeah, I think Mathis is like, all right, yep, you battle, and I'll try and keep my lead. But right here, the 1 could not get by the 30. Atkins gets the toe for Mathis Wells, gets by the 1. Now's a run onto the 20, and to turns 3 and 4 right on the back bumper, looking half a lane lower. Can he get down to the inside? No one but Wells has led today, but here we go. First battle for the lead on lap number 14. Mathis Wells on the outside, Atkins in the middle. Hernandez with a slingshot, 3 wide run to the bottom lane.
It's still Wells that leads the lap, but Hernandez has a line going into 1 and 2. He's going to be able to make it stick is the real question. He sends it. Still not clear. Still not clear. Still not clear. It's too wide now, but he still can't get clear.
We went from 3 cars battling for the lead to now 6 to 8 battling for the lead just because those front 3 got 3 wide. Mathis Wells has still led every lap today, and he's trying to keep it that way. He now looks low on Hernandez in the 1, and he's trying to get the lead back from the number 1.
I don't know if there's contact between the 20 and the 1 there. Is he going to lead this? Not this time around.
So Anthony Hernandez gets 5 bonus points. He's credited with the race lead. They're 4 wide for 4th. And to turn number 1, it's down Zeidel in the middle. Down lower, points leader up top, the 97 of DeLello.
What got into these guys?
Yeah, I mean, they were so calm, spread out, and now they're all back, bunched together.
What's going on? I don't understand. I mean, they must be having some good handling race cars if they were just going 4 wide for, what was that, 4th?
Yeah, 4 wide for 4th as Mathis Wells didn't get to lead that last lap, but he'll get to lead this one as he's back out front off of Justin Atkins. Hernandez back in 3rd. Stout is now up to 4th, so he's trying to continue that string of momentum he's had. Obviously, winner at Homestead, failed inspection there. Didn't get to keep the points for the win, but got another top 3 at Martinsville. Hernandez trying to get another great result. Texas World and back for the lead. Atkins moving along on Mathis Wells, and we have lap traffic ahead. It's the 4 of Stanworth, the slowest of the drivers involved in the crash.
I'm impressed he's that slow. I mean, honestly, does not look like he has that much damage to his car, so it must be an internal issue that he is suffering from right now. So we'll have to see how these guys are able to negotiate a lap car here, given that it's only a single one, and they're decently spread out. I don't think we'll have too much trouble with it, but honestly, Joe, you never know.
I think the main problem with the 4 is Mathis Wells makes a big bonsai move to the bottom to try and get the lead back in turns 1 and 2. The big problem with the 4, when we looked at all the damage on the cars, that were back there around them, a lot of it was either on the side of the car or on a fender on the front, whether it be for Jericho, obviously the left front. For Lathan Strickland, we looked at the right front. For Stanworth, it was punched in right in the grill areas. That has to be probably affecting something with the power of that race car.
Yeah, definitely, and I mean it's showing its way here. So whenever, like I said, whenever we get them, we'll have to see how these guys are able to negotiate it. Like I said, I think this track's wide enough. We shouldn't have a problem, right? But again, I'm not sure how it'll happen because it wouldn't be our first time we had issues with lap cars.
Well, Stanworth holds the middle lane. Mathis Wells goes all the way down low. We'll see Atkins doesn't really have running room to get around him. Mathis Wells is easily by him. Hernandez easily by Stanworth, but Justin Atkins has to get low quickly. He will now. Jordan Stout's the one caught out in the 6 car.
He shut the door in the 97.
And DeLello. Oh! Was there contact there?
I think there might have been.
I think
DeLello said because it shoved them back up in front.
DeLello said, "Screw this! I'm getting you out of the way." And now Stout and Laura Chung are halted. Chung's gonna try and get at least to the middle to try and filter through. But Jordan Stout, the big loser in this, he can't go anywhere but stay behind the 6 for now.
He's going to find a gap here where the Ford again goes up the track. The Ford must not be hailing the best. Finally, Stout gets to the inside.
Yeah, but he lost so many spots, but luckily for him, he's still in this main pack as Brett Sierra trying to follow Eli Bright up. How about this number 8 car? Was not fast in practice, was not fast in qualifying, but the race pace on the long run looks there. He's up inside the top 10 for the first time today, and I think about last season he had a dismal race here too, so I thought it was just something about Texas World, but here this season they've shown some pace.
I was going to say, where did he come from?
Mid-pack. Now he's up to 8th.
But we'll have to see if that motion continues to go forward here as these guys are still battling for this lead.
If one of these 3 does not win this race, I don't know what to say because these 3 have been the act of the show here today with Mathis Wells, Justin Atkins, Anthony Hernandez all trading the lead. They're the only 3 that have led laps here today at Texas World, and we'll see if that continues or if after pit stops something changes. But Wells, once again, that 20 looks pretty strong, but every time he gets out in front, Trey, the draft pulls everyone right back together, and it's happening once again with Atkins getting a nice run down the straightaway right in the slipstream of that number 20 car.
Wells has a win, right? Well, like not this season, but
yes, he has many wins. He got multiple wins both last season and the season prior.
That's what I was thinking. I just wanted to make sure. So essentially what it is, it's ending a winless streak compared to trying to get your first win with 2 guys.
And those 2 are pushing each other on the inside lane. Atkins with a nice run from Anthony Hernandez, and the 2 winless drivers move out in front with Atkins now leading. But here comes the homegrown hero of Anthony Hernandez trying to get Pennzoil, his sponsor, a win in the Pennzoil 400. But it's going to be Atkins lead that lap, and Trey, we're in the pit window, 22 laps complete. So any moment, these drivers can make a dive into pit road and try and make it work to get to the end of the race on fuel and tires.
You know, we've had only 22 laps done, like you said, and you're looking at the 3 leaders we've had the entire race.
Yeah, these 3 have traded the lead back and forth as Atkins continues to lead. But here comes Trey, the points leader. Sebastian Kukulon looks low on the 1, but thought better of it. Got back in the draft, trying to get another nice run, as well as now catching Atkins back.
The real question is, whenever he gets up here, is he going to be able to find his way through these guys, or is he going to stall out again? Because it seems like whenever someone else that's not Hernandez or Atkins or Wells, they just kind of stall out and fall right back.
You'll have to see if Kukulon can stay with as we're looking 3 wide again to determine Hernandez had a look at it. Mathis Wells slides up the racetrack. Atkins with a nice run, getting his car wound up on the top side and might clear Mathis down the back. We'll have to see Mathis maybe getting a little bit of side drive there, trying to pull the 30 back. And here comes Kukulon looking low for 3rd place, as well as moves back by Atkins in turns 3 and 4.
Out of everyone these 3 guys did not want to see, I'd honestly probably say it was the points leader.
Yeah, Sebastian Kukulon has been so great this season. We think back to, how Jericho was last season at the beginning. Kukulon, much like that so far at the beginning of this season, getting top 10s consistently, getting many top 5s, and he already has 2 wins on the season, so that's also an improvement over what he was at last season.
Definitely, and I mean, if they can continue, we can only imagine what this 29 team can do here. But Joe, we still got plenty of time in this race, and are we going to have any takers this time around?
Yeah, we're coming around to complete the 25th lap of the leader. So far, no. Well, maybe they will, because you can see the one running top here. Was that because some people are pitting? So far, no. At the front of the field, no one, Trey, is really coming in.
I was going to say, do we have anyone pit yet?
I don't think so. And you know what? Maybe that early yellow, they were able to save just a little bit of fuel.
That is, yeah. So if I were to guess, probably around lap I don't know, 28 to 30, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, this time by, we might see this is the far end of what the normal fuel window would be, coming around to complete the 26th lap. So we'll see if anyone dares come in this time, as Atkins trying to move back by Matheus Wells in turns 3 and 4. His teammate Kukulan coming through to try and make an RCR 1-2 at the front of the field. Atkins clears, and now he's back out in front. Kukulan trying to get to second. The one Fernandez gets a little bit tight down low. He'll have to lift and lose ground, as we have one car back there coming into pit road. I think it might have been Trey, the 40 of Sarah Kirchner.
Yeah, so, I mean, guys further in the back of the pack might as well come in now, right, and get on a different strategy than the leaders here. I'm curious to see those guys that came down pit road after the accident. Maybe they took fuel and they're able to run it a little bit longer than these guys are. And then we'll have to see if they'll be the one to stay out or not.
And if they could maybe catch a yellow flag and trap these drivers lap down. Here we go, the leaders are coming in. Atkins had to slow Matheus Wells up. Hernandez gets advantage of that and gets down in line. But we had some drivers stay out as well, including our points leader, Trey, who's going to stay out and lead the lap for 5 bonus points.
I thought Atkins
Caution's
was
out, yellow.
Oh,
no!
Oh my goodness!
Trey, second straight season, Jack Haas has been upside down in turns 3 and 4, and this one a lot more violent than the one we saw last season.
What even caused that?
Oh.
What is it with him in this track, Joe?
Turns 3 and 4 for the second straight season.
What is it? I mean,
and
this one was...
Last season, Trey, it was entering pit road around pit stops as well.
What is causing it with this guy in 3 and 4 at this track and going upside down?
And now we'll have to see. Oh my gosh, Lathan String. I don't know if that was some tempers there with Anderson Reed or what, but there were some drivers that obviously had stayed out, not yet pitted. We'll have to see of these drivers that pitted, right? They stayed on the lead lap. Can they get back around the track fast enough to beat these next drivers like Kukulan off pit road? If not, Smash Kukulan might hold the lead.
77 is destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, when we went to camera frame, Trey, that car didn't look like it was going to stop flipping.
It looked like it was a tornado, Joe. I mean, that thing was just end over. It was bad, but, I mean, we'll have to wait to see. But like you said, we'll have to see what the situation is with all this, as 2 guys stayed out. There was the 14 and the 83, if I'm not mistaken.
They're trapped a lap down, so they're going to be tail end of the lead lap. But there's the one of Fernandez Drake. See him on the racetrack. Kukulan's still in pit road. Now he's going to leave. It's going to be tight right here. This is going to be close.
I think he got him. Is he?
That's for the
NASCAR
tower.
officials?
Yeah, that's for the tower to look at and see who got off first.
I think.
It looks like,
if I had to say,
like
I
these
think
three
it was. Yeah.
were able to hold their top 3 spots, but it didn't really affect too much. If anything, Brett Searer got some spots out of that. I think, some of these drivers obviously gained back here, but it kind of pretty much status quo of what it was going to be anyway.
Yeah, that could have. Imagine if we had another Roberto moment.
Yeah. Luckily we didn't. It should be our points leader out in front here in the Pennzoil 400. We'll go take a look at what happened. Jack Haas and Noah Clifton in a very scary crash in turns 3 and 4 here at the Texas World Speedway. Well, Trey, when we mentioned Jack Haas flipped here last season, I didn't realize it was going to be basically the exact same situation as last season. He's trying to enter pit road, but he's way up the racetrack. He's going to try and cut in, but there's a car to his inside just like last season. And it's Noah Clifton right here. Worse than last season, a car sandwiches him in the wall. And look at that car luckily stay in the racetrack and come back down to earth. But that was a lot worse than last season, and it continues to get worse for Jack Haas.
I mean, this is at the worst part too, at the steepest part of the banking, right? And he's just going the entire way down. And Joe, if I'm not mistaken, was it 9 times full rotation here?
Looks like about 9 or 10 times that car fully rotated upside down and back onto the wheels.
I mean, I know the catch fence wouldn't have anything to do with it, but when are we going to talk to NASCAR about putting one here at this track?
Honestly, they probably should, right? It's a very fast racetrack. It's 2 miles long. I don't know why there's not one here already.
Drivers might have to have a say about that, but this was crazy.
Of any driver, Jack Haas could be the most vocal, since that's 2 straight seasons. That's almost happened to him where he's went out of the park.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, we saw that wreck in 1/3 speed. Let's go see it in full speed, just show how vicious it was for Jack Haas. And one more view as Jack Haas tries to find a way into pit road, and it goes all wrong for the Jasper Motorsports driver.
He was almost as high as those signs.
Yeah, and You know, something that we also haven't really talked about. Noah
5,
Clifton's hits
6,
were still
7,
just as bad.
8, 9. No, yeah, Noah Clifton almost flipped too.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on his nose.
Yeah, that was a very scary crash all around for both of the drivers involved, and the whole pit strategy game just took a huge turn as some drivers were on pit road when the yellow came out. Some had just taken the yellow flag, and it's our points leader, Sebastian Kukulan, who maintains the lead and will be our race leader for a restart with about 10 laps to go here at Texas World. Back here at the Texas World Speedway, coming back around to 10 laps to go. The lights are showing the pace car, so we have at least one more lap under the yellow before we go back green. But it's a great time to put in our Advanced Auto Parts question of the week, and focusing back to what last week's question was. It was about Jordan Stout's disqualification and how the punishment was for failing post-race inspection. As mentioned before, all points get taken away, but the win, the trophy, everything in the record book stays. So, was it just right, too strict or not strict enough? And the fans overwhelmingly said it was just right at 73%.
What is my record so far?
Very good to
It's
not so good.
good.
Yeah,
it's nice. I think I said not. I think I said just right.
you did say just right.
Nice. These guys get me.
Well, we'll see if you can agree with the fans in this week's Advanced Auto Parts question of the week. More focusing on track sizes. So, what is the preferred track length for an oval racetrack? Is it under 1 mile, from 1 mile to 1.5 miles, from 1.5 to 2 miles, or anything over 2 miles?
So anything over would be a road course.
Well, super speedways. You have Daytona.
I'm gonna say
Pocono.
I'm gonna say 1 to 1.5. Those are like the happy medium. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
can agree
you
with
get
that.
your combination of you get to see who the best car is, as in like the length of them, because they're not always like wreckfest. We get to see competitive racing.
When they handed me this card tray and I read it over, I personally looked at 1 to 1.5 and said, I think that's because you have Rockingham in there, you have
Yep.
Darlington, those are just kind of the classic racetracks that you look at and you go, that's a driver style racetrack. Not that any others aren't, but that specifically has basically everything you want in a racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, and whenever we come to those type of racetracks, we get to see who the best was that day, and they come out on top. So honestly, I have to say that would be my choice.
Yeah, but I also have to think that the 1.5, 2 mile tracks might be in favor, stuff like Texas World and Michigan and Fontana. So we'll have to see what the fans think. Obviously, also the over 2 miles with the super speedways might not be able to go around with that. The short tracks as well, under 1 mile in length. But as we're coming back to the green flag here with 9 laps to go, Clifton and Haas are out. Stanworth is a lap down. Tail end of the lead lap for Reed and Edwards. We have 37 cars lined up on the lead lap with Kukulan, DeLello, Sierra, Hernandez, and Atkins the front 5. Watch for Spurley to Bright, Rando, Fitzwater, and Stapleton also inside the top 10 as we're back going in the Pennzoil 400. 9 laps to go.
My word.
I didn't know what was going to happen, right? I didn't know if Edwards was blocking or trying to make a move or both.
I don't know what he might have been. I honestly will say maybe making a move, because the 29 did kind of slack a little bit there, and then he got right back up to him. So maybe Edwards thought he was more clear than he thought he was.
It could have been that, but here we go. Now fresh faces at the front. Sebastian Kukulan, the points leader. Zachary DeLello looking for his first win of the season. Here comes DeLello up to the quarter panel, down to the inside. It's a drag race to lead this lap. Come back around to 8 laps to go. Give it to Kukulan, but Hernandez again, Trey. That 3-wide slingshot move he did earlier on. He's doing it again. This time with 8 to go for the lead into turn 1.
Well, he said it worked the first time. Might as well try it again, right?
And it's going to maybe work the second time as the lap car of Edwards actually shoved Atkins up, and they're still door-to-door, side-by-side for the lead. Hernandez on the bottom, and DeLello up top.
We talk about one bad thing, though, is that when that 14 was falling through the pack, Brett Sierra got caught up in it, and he got a lot of space made up between those pit cycles. So that's not what he wanted to see here, but, I mean, he's still got time to make it back up. We'll have to see if he can, though.
Well, the front two get clear single file. Anthony Hernandez leads in the number 1 with 7 laps to go. DeLello the one in second. Edwards, the lap cars, getting swallowed up by the RCR cars on the outside, and Jay Rando on the inside. Here comes DeLello for the lead on Anthony Hernandez. The battle for third is Atkins and Rando. Atkins gets clear of the 83, trying to get clear of the others, and Edwards barely slid up right in front of our points there, Kukulan. But here we go for the lead. Hernandez has it, DeLello wants it, and here comes Justin Atkins and Jay Rando into the mix.
These guys know it's not the last lap, right?
Well, Trey, it's getting close enough to the last lap. They have to race like it's the last lap.
Where did this 48 come from?
Where did the 99 come from?
Where did Eli?
Eli Bright, Riley. How about Nathan Stapleton as well?
Oh, he's back up in here now. And look who else is sneaking up here. The number 5.
Yeah, number 5, number 40. I mean, we have some fresh faces at the front of the field right at the end of it, right when you want the fresh faces, as DeLello clears and leads. Randall trying to get to second in the 48, trying to get Hendrick's first win on the season. Anthony is looking for a way to go. Keyshawn Richardson wants another win badly. He's been so close the last few races. Here he is now 3 wide for 3rd place, coming back around to 5 laps. Go watch for the beer cars. Eli Bright and Zachary Fitzwater Sr.
There goes Eli Bright to the bottom of Richardson. Is he going to be able to stick with it here? He's got no help behind him, but he's got the inside line. Now his teammate's going to drop down in front of him and give him some draft on the inside there as he's bottom 4 wide now.
He's going to get the run by those 3. Atkins really slow in the 30, had to back out. Hernandez for second. His teammate Eli Bright is up to 4th inside the top 5. Back around to 4 laps to go at the line. Hopefully, Trey, they do not cause a crash because I want to see this race go all the way to the end of lap 40 under green.
I don't know, Joe. By the move these guys are making, how close they are, I don't know if we can keep it clean.
Well, here we go. Back around to 4 laps to go. Still DeLello leading. Here comes Anthony with a nice run. Randall gets clear in 3rd. Eli Bright under fire in 4th place. Keyshawn Richardson to his outside. Spurgeon was looking inside but backs out in the number 28 as Randall moves back for the crossover to the inside of the one of Hernandez for 2nd place. Eli trying to keep 4th so that he can battle with the front 3. And DeLello hoping they keep battling for 2nd because he loves what he's seeing. And Trey, look at Conrad Evans. He spun in the first yellow. He's back up with his teammates and with a shot at it.
Oh my word, what a comeback for this 31 team. Like you said, I thought he was out of it whenever the first caution came out, but he kept it clean and he fought his way back up.
And here we go. Hernandez got really shuffled out. That might be his race done. Now with 3 laps to go, to the battle for second between Jay Rando and Eli Bright. Riley Spurgeon, and here comes Fitzwater. He's lamented all weekend long about how much he hates these super speedway style races, how he always gets screwed at the end of them. But here he is with a shot at the end. 2 laps to go at the line. Can anyone run down Zachary DeLello in the 97?
If they keep it single file like this, like Eli Bright's in a good spot here, he's going to have a good chance to get back to that 97, but this 99 is going to either try to help his teammate or try to help pass him.
Well, Keyshawn's been very close inside the top 5 the last 2 races, hasn't gotten to victory lane. He really wants one. Once again, he won earlier this season at Rockingham. Now 2 laps to go. DeLello has it. Eli Bright looking for his first ever win. Dives to the inside of turn 1 for the race lead at Texas World.
Is he going to be able to get clear coming off of turn 2 here? He really went low there, Joe. He's clear.
He's clear. What a great 1 and 2. Now can he hold it? The teammates may battle for a second. Keyshawn Richardson has a run going on Zachary DeLello into turns 3 and 4. Can he get to the inside or will DeLello block it off?
Oh.
He barely gets down in line. Coming to the white flag at Texas World.
I don't know how Richardson's going to feel about his teammates shutting the door on him here, but I mean, right now,
he didn't
he's
feel
actually
good.
Gonna make a move
He
on him.
didn't feel good about it. He's trying to leave him out. White flag, last lap, 2 miles to go. Which of these 3 wins or will be someone else from behind?
Eli's going to have to block low here to have that hard-charging Richardson covered, but he's actually going to stay in the middle, blocking both lanes. Is that going to hurt him on exit, or is it going to help him?
We'll have to see down the back straightaway for the final time. Eli Bright was slow in practice, was slow in qualifying. Now he's trying to fend off 2 of the fastest cars of the season. Zachary DeLello and Keyshawn Richardson from Roush Racing into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Eli Bright is the son of a 3-time champion, Jeff Bright. And off of turn number 4, the wait is over. Eli Bright is a NASCAR Winston Cup Series winner.
Oh, it's about time this kid gets it done.
I was wondering how long we were going to have to wait for that.
I was wondering if it was ever going to happen.
Well, Trey, it's finally happened on a day where maybe he didn't think it was going to happen. Eli Bright is a winner at Texas World.
Oh, my word. And to think, the majority of the race, Joe, where was he at?
Mid-pack, at best.
What a way to get it done.
And
oh, my.
Not only did he have to race his way up to the front to get it done, he had to hold off two of the cars from one of the strongest teams of the season, Roush Racing. Zach DeLello and Keyshawn Richardson, he held them off. He held them at bay perfectly.
Honestly, what probably helped him was that the Richardson was trying to pass his teammate there. Like you said, might have been a little bit of tempers from, getting the door slammed on you by a teammate, which I don't blame him. But I think if that doesn't happen, I think that 97 would have had a big run.
Yeah, I think if Keyshawn did not get his nose cut off by DeLello, which DeLello had to do that, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's coming to the white flag, yeah.
And it gave DeLello a nice run off 4 in the draft, but Keyshawn immediately pulled out and stalled them both out, and that run immediately stalled, and Eli was just able to control the lanes at that point. He comes home the winner.
And not to talk about that great move Eli pulled in 1 and 2 on the last lap, blocking both lanes.
Exactly. Yeah, running in the middle. That was a veteran type move right there.
It was a veteran type move.
Well, maybe he learned that from a 3-time champion Jeff Bright, or maybe a 3-time champion in you. I don't know, but he was able to get it done here today at Texas Road. As we look at the finish results, Eli Bright finally on top here in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, holding off the teammates of DeLello and Richardson, who end up 2nd and 3rd. Jay Rano in 4th, and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. has a really good comeback with a top 5 result. Anthony Hernandez was up front most of the day. He'll have to settle for 6th place, but I'm sure his teammate winning is still a good consolation prize for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, just their 2nd ever win as an organization. Riley Spurgeon, who came to the front at the end in 7th place. Sebastian Kukulon in 8th will be able to keep the points lead, but Conrad Evans, his teammate, who was 2nd in points entering this race, really kept it close. He came from spinning at the back of the pack to end up in 9th at the checkered flag. And another really good day for Petty Enterprises and the rookie Hunter Reed, who gets a top 10. Justin Atkins was up front a lot of the day. He has to settle for 11th place. Keegan Thompson from the back and failing inspection gets 12th. Mitchell Collins in 13th. Laura Chung in 14th. And Brett Seaver gets the top 15. So all in all, pretty good day for Hendrick Motorsports. Even though they only had 1 car finish at the front, they still had 3 of them finishing inside the top 15. As you look down, Nathan Stapleton, Nathan Baird had some good hits, also Evan Hunter. Burnett came from spinning in that crash to get to 19th. Nolan Lawrence gets a top 20. Stout fade back to 21st. Tim Gary back in 23rd. Justin Zeidel fell all the way back to 25th. Mathis Wells did not have a good second half of the race. 26th for the number 20. Lathan Strickland in that first crash, he gets 28th. We look down even lower, and some drivers in that first crash like Luke Randy didn't have the best of days. Chris Jericho was obviously off the pace for much of the day. He ends up in 37th, so from winning to 37th, last car on the lead lap. We obviously had 2 cars out for the crash, Jack Haas and Noah Clifton in the number 32. And as we look at the point standings, leaving race number 9 of the season, still Kukulon on top, still really an RCR dominance trait, but can someone like Keyshawn Richardson on a good day try and close in, and maybe some others as well, like DeLello maybe get up there to the 97, maybe even, Eli Bright could have a shot at. He's been hanging around just inside the top 10 of points pretty much all season long.
Oh, Joe, you know just as well as I do that this thing ain't over yet.
Yeah, and I would not be shocked to see, obviously right now it's RCR versus Roush. I wouldn't be shocked, though, Trey, to see someone else, some other team maybe get their foot in the door and say, maybe I want to battle with you guys for the championship.
Maybe a little summertime swing.
It could be. That happened last season with Hendrick Motorsports. Brett Sear really came alive and challenged Chris Jericho and Jay Joe. We'll have to see if something like that happens as we're nearing the summer months. It will actually be next race, our last race in the month of April, as we go racing at the Dover International Speedway for the MBNA Platinum 400. And Trey, I'm excited for that one, but not very excited about the fact we're going to have to send more people home than normal because of the limited pit boxes and such.
Yeah, we got to get that fixed too. There's a lot of stuff we got to get fixed here.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what? Do you have NASCAR's number?
I don't have specifically NASCAR's number, but maybe we could talk. Their tower is right next to ours. Maybe we can go and.
Yeah, I don't think they want to talk to me right now, though. They're still a little upset with me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably from something back in like 1985 or something. But
yeah, they like to hold grudges. Don't tell them I said that, though.
Hopefully they're not listening. But
listen, my tire popped.
But. Big congratulations in order to Eli Bright and the number 8 team on getting their first ever NASCAR Winston Cup Series victory. And tune in next week to JRTV for the MBNA Platinum 400 at the Dover International Speedway. For Trey Bardo, I'm Joe Rakowski. So long from the Texas World Speedway.